Welcome back to day 4 of the Mindful Living Summit, brought to you by the Awake Network and Mindful. And today I'm going to lead you in a practice of remembering what matters most. One way to define mindfulness is actually remembering. You can think of the full part of mindful as what do you want to make sure is in your mind and in your heart in any given moment. And so the practice that I'll lead you on is a wonderful practice that you can do, particularly when you're dealing with something difficult. So it's a moment that matters, or it's a moment that is difficult for you, and you want to pause and remember what matters most to you. Your values, the roles or relationships that matter most to you, and you can choose to come back to your body and breath for a moment and literally fill your mind, fill your heart with whatever matters most to you, so that you can engage with this moment that matters, so that you can respond to this difficult moment with the part of you that you really want to be present, that feels most important. Okay, so we're going to do that together through a little breath practice. As always, finding a seat that feels supported. And you can close your eyes or drop your gaze. Taking a moment to connect to the breath. And for a few breaths, you could label the breath inhale, exhale. Noticing the sensation of expansion as you breathe in. And that expansion dissolving as you breathe out, that natural cycle of the breath. And as we turn to the practice of remembering what matters most to you, I'd like to share a gesture that embodies the attitude of both self-trust, a sense that you can trust yourself to be adequate to this moment that matters or this moment that is difficult, as well as a broader sense of trust, perhaps a trust in the world around you, a connection to something bigger than yourself, or even a physical memory of being supported by those who care about you. And so this gesture is to interlock the fingers and rest your hands around the heart. And you can soften through the elbows and the arms so that it just feels like your hands are relaxed over the heart. And you can start to sense the breath underneath the heart. And I invite you to repeat the following question in your own mind. What matters most in this moment? There are a number of ways that you can ask this question. I'll share a few more with you. You might find one that you particularly like and that you'll choose to remember. What do I want to bring to this moment? What do I choose to put my attention on in this moment? What part of myself do I want to bring to this moment? And when you ask any of these questions in a practice, sometimes an insight arises, a thought, an answer, a feeling, a word, or an image. And sometimes you just sit with the question, with the mind and the heart opening to your own intuition about what matters most, a sense of turning your attention to your own core values. And whatever arises when you ask that question, there is a benefit in simply inviting yourself to remember what matters most. Thank you for joining me today in this practice and for practicing with me over the last few days. I hope that you learned a practice that you feel like will really support you, not only in having a mindfulness practice, but in meeting your life with courage, with openness, with kindness, really engaging with life with full presence and openness to the present moment. Thank you.